The grid just died, not flickered, died, and outside. The temperature is dropping like a stone into black water. You've got maybe 72 hours before your house becomes a tomb. Your neighbors? They're lighting scented candles and praying their phone batteries last. But you're about to learn what the Amish figured out 100 years ago. What the homeless know in their bones. What your ancestors understood when winter meant choosing who lives and who freezes. Because right now, in this moment, your central heating is a useless metal box. Your thermostat is a lying piece of plastic. And your survival depends on one simple question. Can you generate heat without electricity? Most people can't answer that. Most people won't make it past day 3. The cold doesn't care about your comfort zone. It doesn't negotiate. It doesn't wait for rescue helicopters or utility crews. It just takes. And what it takes first is your core temperature, degree by degree, thought by thought, until you're confused enough to make the final mistake. The one you don't wake up from. Here's what nobody tells you about freezing to death. It's not dramatic. There's no heroic final stand. Your body just starts shutting down rooms in a house, trying to keep the lights on. In the most important places, first, your fingers go numb. Your toes turn to ice. Blood retreats from your extremities like soldiers abandoning the front lines. Then the shivering starts. Violent, uncontrollable shaking. Your muscles firing in rapid bursts. Trying desperately to generate friction, to create warmth. But here's the cruel physics of it. Shivering burns calories at an insane rate. You're a furnace, running at maximum capacity with a finite fuel supply. And when that fuel runs out, that's when it gets dark. Your core temperature drops below 95 degrees. Hypothermia sets in. Your brain starts misfiring. You feel hot, burning up, so you do the unthinkable. You start taking off your clothes. They call it paradoxical undressing. Your last conscious act is stripping naked in sub-zero temperatures. They find you that way, frozen, confused, dead. But that's not going to be you. Because right now, you're going to do what the Amish do every single winter. You're going to make heat without permission from the power company. First rule, stop trying to heat your entire house. That's suicide. That's a rookie mistake that will drain your body heat faster than you can generate it. The Amish understand thermal triage. Pick one room, the smallest room you have, preferably interior. No exterior walls. Now seal it like you're preparing for a siege. Every crack in that window frame, stuff it with towels. Every gap under the door, roll up blankets and shove them in tight. Use duct tape, cardboard, trash bags, whatever you've got. This isn't home improvement. This is heat preservation. You're creating a microclimate, a survival bubble. In that sealed 10 by 10 space, your body heat alone will raise the temperature 5 degrees. Add to people, that's 10 degrees. Add a single candle, another for degrees. Suddenly you're not freezing. You're surviving. But you need more than just a sealed room. You need a heat source that doesn't require electricity, gas lines, or hope. Enter the rocket stove. The Amish might use wood stoves, but you're building something better with nothing but soup cans and desperation. Grab 2 metal cans from your pantry. 1 large coffee can. 1 smaller soup can. The small can goes inside the large can. Standing upright. Now pack the gap between them with sand, dirt, ash, anything that insulates. Cut a hole near the bottom of the inner can. That's your air intake. The brilliance of this design, it forces air up through the fuel in a concentrated column, creating an incredibly hot, efficient burn. You can feed it twigs, cardboard, small sticks, even junk mail, and it'll burn hot enough to boil water in minutes, hot enough to cook food, hot enough to keep your hands from going numb. This is ancient technology. This is physics weaponized against the cold. 1 rocket stove in a sealed room can keep you alive for weeks. But fire alone isn't enough. Because heat isn't just about generation. It's about retention. It's about trapping every single degree you create and refusing to let it escape into the void. This is where the homeless teach you something your expensive outdoor gear never could. Layers. Not one thick jacket. Multiple thin layers. Because it's not the fabric that keeps you warm. It's the air trapped between those layers. Air is one of the best insulators on Earth. Your body heats that trapped air, and suddenly you're walking around in your own personal microclimate. So grab everything. T-shirts, hoodies, even garbage bags. Crumple up newspaper and stuff it between your clothing layers. It looks ridiculous. It feels bulky. It saves your life. The homeless figured this out decades ago. That's why they look like walking blanket piles. That's not disorganization. That's thermodynamic genius. And here's the part that'll save your life tonight. The ground is your enemy. Concrete, tile, hardwood. They're all thermal vampires, sucking heat from your body faster than the air ever could. So you lay down cardboard, multiple layers, under your sleeping bag, under your blankets, under your body. Cardboard creates an insulation barrier between you and the heat-stealing floor. You'll sleep warmer. You'll wake up alive. Now let's talk about the fuel that powers your internal furnace. Food, not just any food. High-density, calorie-rich, fat-loaded fuel that your body can burn for hours. Because here's the brutal truth. Your body is literally burning calories to generate heat, right? Now, every degree it maintains, every shiver it produces, that's fuel consumption. And when you run out of fuel, your core temperature drops. Game over. The Amish eat like kings in winter. Butter, lard, thick bread, fatty meats. They understand that fat contains 9 calories per gram. Carbs and protein, only 4. Fat is twice as efficient as fuel. So that jar of peanut butter in your pantry, that's not a snack. That's survival currency. Eat it by the spoonful. That can of tuna in oil. Don't drain the oil. Drink it. Your cardiologist can lecture you later, right now. Those calories are keeping your organs functioning. And here's the psychological trick. Drink hot liquids. Boil water on your rocket stove. Add instant coffee, tea, boiling cubes. It maintains your core temperature without forcing your body to burn extra calories. Heating cold water. Its efficiency at the cellular level. But what happens when your food runs low? This is where it gets dark. When you start starving, your body doesn't just burn fat. It burns muscle. And muscle generates heat through constant microcontractions. Less muscle means less heat. Generation, you get colder faster. It's a death spiral. You ration food to make it last. But that rationing makes you colder, which makes you burn calories faster, which means you need more food. The math doesn't work in your favor. So you have to eat before you're hungry. You have to maintain your caloric intake even when it feels wasteful, because the alternative is hypothermia creeping in while you sleep. The alternative is waking up confused, disoriented, unable to think clearly enough to save yourself. The Amish plan their winter food storage down to the calorie. The homeless know which soup kitchens serve the highest calorie meals. History survived because our ancestors understood that winter is a war of attrition, and the side with more stored energy wins. Your body is a biological furnace. Respect it, feed it, keep it burning, because the moment that furnace goes cold, you're already dead. You just don't know it yet. Here are the emergency hacks that buy you time when everything else fails. The terracotta pot heater. Flip a clay flower pot upside down over a candle or oil lamp. The clay absorbs the heat and radiates it outward. It has a mini space heater that costs nothing and could keep your fingers functional enough to light the next candle. The hot water bottle trick. Boil water, pour it into any sealable container, a plastic bottle, a metal canteen, even a glass jar wrapped in a towel. Tuck it into your blankets. It'll radiate heat for hours while you sleep. It doesn't need to be fancy. A Gatorade bottle works just as well as a $30 hot water bottle. The alcohol stove. Find rubbing alcohol, hand sanitizer, or high-proof liquor. Pour it into a shallow metal can and light it. It burns clean, hot, almost no smoke. You can cook on it. You can warm your hands over it. Just don't drink it unless blindness sounds appealing. And if you're truly desperate and you have a car with gas, run the engine for 10 minutes every hour. Sit inside with the heater blasting, but crack a window. Carbon monoxide poisoning kills faster than cold. It's not sustainable, but it buys you time until the storm passes. Let's talk about the science behind why any of this works. Cold doesn't kill you. Heat loss kills you. Your body generates about 100 watts of heat naturally, but you lose it through four mechanisms: radiation, conduction, convection, and evaporation. Radiation is heat escaping into the air. Insulation stops that. Conduction is heat being pulled out by cold surfaces. Cardboard stops that. Convection is cold air moving across your skin. Layers stop that. Evaporation is moisture stealing heat as it dries. Staying dry stops that. This isn't folk wisdom. This is pure thermodynamics. And thermodynamics doesn't care if you're Amish, homeless, or a millionaire with a dead smart home. The physics are the same. The Amish survive because they plan for winter like it's a guaranteed siege. The homeless survive because they adapt in real time with whatever they can find. History survived because there was no other choice. No rescue, no backup plan. Just the knowledge passed down through generations that cold is a predator, and you either learn to fight it or you become another statistic. And you survive because you refuse to be a victim of your own ignorance. So here's where you are right now. The grid is still dead. The temperature is still dropping. but you've built a rocket stove out of soup cans. You've sealed a survival room with duct tape and determination. You've layered newspaper inside. Your jacket-like armor against the cold. You've turned your body into a furnace and learned how to feed it properly. You understand that heat isn't something the power company gives you. It's something you generate, trap, and defend with everything you've got. If you wake up tomorrow and your fingers still work, congratulations. If you can think clearly enough to read this script again, you've won. The snow is still falling. Nobody is coming to save you. But you don't need saving, because you've learned what the Amish know, what the homeless understand, what history proved 1,000 times over. Human beings are survival machines. We're built to adapt, to overcome, to refuse death even when it's knocking. So go seal those windows. Build that rocket stove. Layer up like your life depends on it, because it does. The cold isn't waiting, but neither are you. If this video just saved your life, or at least gave you the blueprint to survive when the grid fails, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, because this channel isn't about fluff or theory. It's about real survival knowledge that actually works when everything else fails. Drop a comment and tell me what survival topic you want covered next. Share this with someone who thinks they're prepared but probably isn't. And if you made it this far, you're the kind of person who refuses to become a statistic. Welcome to the tribe. Stay warm, stay alive, stay ready.